In today's episode of Go On Boating, we're going to pop up to the bridge of the mighty MV Maud, where the captain will introduce the boat. Welcome to Go On Boating. This is me, and this is my wife. We'd love to have you come along, so why don't you join us as we head out into the Solar and discover new and old places.
Almer is doing his watch, and then we have Rebecca from 12 to 4, and we have Magdalena from 4 to 8. She's over there now. Pushing on the computer. So the navigation officers, they do their watches like that. Then we have the safety officer, he is doing day shift. He's also stepping in now on 8 to 12 watch together with Elmer when we are in Norwegian waters due to the pilot examination. Then the chief officer is doing night shift, and I am also doing day time. So in total we are 6 navigators. And then we have one lookout from the Propulsion is now here. They change every hour, but it's always one deckhand up here together to look in the binocular and see if they see a small vessel or fishing gear or whatever they find in our way, and they report to the navigator. So there is always two people on the bridge, and when we are in Norwegian waters or other water where it's narrow, then we are 3. Also in the center console here we have 2 different systems. We have one chart and one radar on the port side, and the same here on the starboard side. And these are connected to 2 different power sources. So if one is breaking down, we have always another one. So it should not be possible to lose both sides at the same time. And then we need to find a port. So we don't have any more paper chart now. It's all electronic chart, which makes the life for the navigation officer quite easy, because when they need to be updated, it's just plug and play.
Doesn't have to look for pencil.
No. Before there was many hours per day working with this.
Updating files of books.
So now it's plug and play.
Save time.
More time to rest.
Really good book.
Read a good book. And the radar screens is everything what you see is green is what is above the sea level. So there is small islands, can be a navigation stick, other vessels coming, and the white one here you see is the IS, automatic identification system. So then we see what the name of the vessel is, where it's heading, what speed he has. So we know when we meet them if in what direction they are sailing and how big they are, and so this is our eyes in the darkness, and also when the visibility is poor. So you see Elmer has also put his chart on an overlay over the radar, so it's easy to see that the island is exactly where the island is supposed to be. So that's an extra control just to see that our GPS system is working properly, that we are in the position where we are supposed to be. In the screen in the center here we have the conning display, which gives us all the information about our planned route. The red line you see here is is our route all the way down until the anchor. There we have the next course, we have the speed, the drift, the wind, our ETA, the distance on each leg, all kind of information that's important for the passage. Otherwise on mode we have, as the chief engineer said yesterday, like the compass thrusters. If you look on the model, we are turning the propellers when we are altering the course, and also when we are doing the maneuver alongside. So she is extremely powerful for maneuver, since we can turn the propeller and put it directly against the peel instead of the normal propeller and the rudders. So it's possible to operate the ship in 55 to 60 knots wind directly in the side. We have three bow thrusters just underneath the bow here. We normally use only 2 of them. The third one is when it's really bad weather. So she was built with 2 bow thrusters, but when they launched her, they found out that it was too much power astern compared to the bow. So then they put in 1 extra bow thrust.
That was a big job.
Yeah, but that's why the forward bow thruster is not isolated. So if we start that one, it's really noisy. So we try not to use that one so much. So that's the maneuver console. So pretty much what you see here is on each bridge wing as well. The same. So when we are docking, we are steering the ship here until a certain point. Then we go out on the bridge wing and we take the control of the compass thruster and the bow thruster, and we do the maneuver alongside from the bridge wing. Because then we see the whole ship side, so we can easily come alongside. We have stabilizers, luckily, otherwise it will be much more rolling. They are more like 2 flight wings. They are 3.5 meter long and 1.5 meter wide. So we take them out from the hull, and they are working like this to keep it stable.
Are they in the middle or where?
Yeah, pretty much in the middle.
Is that the noise that we hear when we're in our cabins when the weather's really bad at night? It's like a doof as well. Would that be, is that the seed inside the hull, or is that the stabilizer?
No, I think that will be the sea that's hitting the hull, because they don't make so much noise.
Okay.
They are quite underneath the water,
Quite
so
submerged.
they. But on ship there is a lot of strange noise, especially in bad weather. Otherwise, we have a lot of cameras on board here. We can see from the engine and all the way up to the upper deck what's going on. You have the fire detector system on the mid screen there, so if you're smoking in your cabin, then the alarm goes immediately. And on the last screen there, the picture is now for the ballast water tanks, but that's the overview of all the tanks, the ventilation system, the engine. So we can pretty much check all the technical as well, but the chief engineer, they don't allow us to push too many buttons. So we are allowed to operate the ballast water system, but that's pretty much it. Rest they are doing in the engine.
Is that water system connected to the reverse osmosis or not?
No, not the
That's just
ballast water.
Yeah.
But it's a cleaning system, so all the ballast water we are bringing in is cleaned before it goes on the tank, and the same when we take it out. So we can pretty much take in ballast water in one area and discharge it in another area. Otherwise, it's quite strict regulation.
Yeah.
So on the starboard side here, we have in the console a lot of radio equipment. And we have the high fog system, ventilation, the watertight doors inside, the shell doors outside in the hull. And on this console we have the planning station for the navigators when they are making the route from A to B.
Can we see where we're going tomorrow?
Tomorrow you're going to Sonar. You don't know.
No.
I told you a secret. It looks like it will be Sonar tomorrow, and the weather it seems like it's getting better and better. It's a shitty weather up in the north.
We've had enough of that.
Yeah, I agree with you.
The naval term. Yeah.
But now between Alta and Tromsø, in that part of it, there is the roads are closed now.
Oh, really?
So it's really bad out there.
Is there a minimum size limit that requires AIS?
Yeah. But even the small, it's two different classes for the IS. So even the small one get the IS, and it's most for security. They even get the IS now on the fishing gear. When they put out the fishing gear, they use IS on them. So up in the northern part of Norway, it can be thousands of this.
Yeah.
It's not vessel, but it's fishing gear.
So is it
But then the small one ahead of us, this
Yeah.
pleasure craft, they don't use.
Do you have an INS system on the boat, or do you rely primarily on GPS?
Yeah, it's the GPS system that is connected to the navigation.
So there's no national navigation or anything like that?
No, it's for basic. It's here on the coast. We have Almer has the book there, so all the navigators need to train up for the courses and the distance to the shores. So that's pretty much when you take the pilot examination, you need to prove to the pilot that you can sail from A to B without GPS system, that you know the route.
Yeah.
So
You don't have sonar? Any sonar capacity?
yeah, we have two echo sounders on board.
Not forward-looking.
No. We have another system. The other chart there is called Holdex, and there we get the depth data from other vessels using the same system.
Right.
But that's most used in Antarctica and in Greenland and Svalbard, where the chart is not so good. And then we could put out one of the MOB to run ahead of the ship to sound the depth.
Okay.
And we get the depth directly into the computer, so we know where to do it.
They don't swing the lead anymore, throw it out.
Yeah, but it's working good, and especially down in Antarctica and up on Svalbard. If you use that system, because when the chart is bad, you can send the MOB ahead of you, and he can check how the depth is, and then you can come with the mothership just after the MOB.
Do you update the chart based on that data?
Yeah, it's only in that system, not in this system. Then the government needs to. So that's why it takes quite a long time to. But they are continuously working. So up on Svalbard, the chart is really good on the west side, because all the cruise industry has been operating on the west side. But now they are starting, because it's getting less and less ice in the east side. So now they are sounding the east side as well.
It's just taking the keel.
This one.
Yeah.
Now that's the rudder. So if we have helmsman, the small wheel you have there. For example, when we were in UK and into Waterford, it's quite a long passage. And then we have pilot, and the pilot likes to have a helmsman. if the pilot says starboard 10, then the helmsman use this one to see the rudder. If it's on starboard 10.
So there's a rudder as well as the occiput.
Yeah, no,
Or does that just-
you can run both occiput on one wheel. So it's not often we use the helmsman, but like in Waterford, there is one long passage with pilot, and then he preferred to use the helmsman. So then we need to connect both of the occiput, because this is only connected to the port occiputs. And when we are docking, we often use them 90 degrees or 180 degrees, and this one only goes to 45. So then so this is only to be used when we use the helmsman.
Are these two systems, do they have independent propulsion systems as well, or are they run from the same gearbox?
No, it's different. We can see here in the overview from. He doesn't see that I check it out. This is how it is for the moment. We have the two main engines.
Okay.
And they are connected with the shaft directly into the propeller. So now we are running diesel mechanic. And as the chief engineer said, if, for example, this engine is failing, then we have the small electric engine on each pod here. So then we can start up one auxiliary generator and connect it. And then we connect the electric engine on this side. We don't have the same power. As he said yesterday, 6 to 8 knots in diesel electric is no problem, but full speed it's not possible. Then we need to go diesel mechanic. But the option is many. In case we can shut down the two big one and run with the two small one if we have plenty time and just moving slowly, it's no problem. So we can run one big and one small, or we have all the options.
Is the electric quieter? So if you are trying to look for whales, you want to run slow and quiet.
Yeah, it's less vibration with the diesel electric, yes, because the shaft is it's long and it creates much more noise than vibration is bigger.
Did I read that some areas are requiring electric only in a few years?
Yeah, they are already planning in some fjords in Norway from 2025. Now there's a big energy crisis, so it depends. Everyone is changing over to electric cars in Norway, and it's not possible to charge them some places. But the plan is Maud is still running on the marine diesel oil, so nothing has changed here for the moment. So if the new regulation is coming in 2025, there is a few fjords here we are not able as Geiranger, for example. It's just the last part of but let's see what they figure out. They might postpone it for some years until the industry and everything is capable to change over to the green.
Would they grandfather in old ships and say, if you're building new ships, then those need to be electric powered, or?
Yeah, on the coast of Norway, all the ferries here is, for example, when they often get contract for 10 years, and now all the new ones, they need to be electric.
So that's full battery with no diesel or no gas turbine.
That's a problem. First they started with the gas, but then it's a problem with the gas now that the prices are twice as high as for the diesel oil. So, for example, on the coast here, where Hurtigruten now operates 7 ships, and the other company is supposed to operate with 4 ships, they are running on gas. But it's extremely expensive to run on the gas for the moment. It's not so easy, but they are always trying to find new power sources. But let's see, now it's more 20 years old, so
This is
maybe
here.
The ship.
Oh, the ship is
Yeah.
the ship. Yeah.
So it depends what happens if the company wants her longer than maybe 10 years more, and then it depends if she goes to scrap or she will rebuild. Yeah, it's for the ship itself. It's of course a lot that needs to be done, and we are starting now on the yard to change a lot. But if we need to take out all the engine and rebuild it, it might get so expensive.
Are these two identical, 1 and 2?
Yeah.
They're running at different loads.
Yeah, we have some limitation on the port one for the moment. There is some sensors that are not playing in chief engineer's team.
How big a fuel capacity on the ship? It doesn't seem like you've refueled at all.
No, normally we refuel in Bergen. We have a capacity for 530 cubes. We roughly use 280 to 300 cubes for one cruise.
Cubic meters, I guess. Cubic feet or
yeah, cubic meters.
Yeah, that's a fun.
Yeah, 300,000 liter. But now we will not be refueling in Bergen since we are now going to Dover directly on the yard. Since we will be docking, we want her as empty as possible. But we always have a lot of extra capacity for the cruise. The problem is when we are in UK, it's not so easy to refuel because we need it with cars. It was only in Portland that there was a barge. So if we are refueling in Dover or anywhere else, then we need to take trucks. It takes too long time. So on one stay we are maybe able to have three trucks. So there is some challenge to refuel. But here in Bergen they have a lot of small bunker vessels, so they are coming alongside. Just 2-3 hours and then they are finished.
Can I just ask, on Sunday night when we were coming up the North Sea and it was so rough, were we making any headway that night? Because we had like 60-70 mile an hour winds, didn't we? What sort of speed were we doing coming up the North Sea?
Yeah, we run with normal speed because we had it in this from the side. And then it's no problem to keep the speed. But if we had the same condition directly in the bow, then the speed would have dropped quite much. It would be terrible to be on board.
I've been on board a ship crossing the Dover Straits in a big storm. We were only 20 metres and we were doing 1 knot across the Dover Straits. So we had the Coast Guard helicopter see us through into Dunkirk. It's very scary.
Yeah.
45 degrees. Like stomach muscles holding on the next day. Horrible.
It's a case of Hercules aircraft flying 230 knots into a 220 knot headwind and is only doing 10 knots across the ground. It's a long way home.
Yeah.
It's a long way. And that's a challenge in the North Sea. It's especially on this time of the year. We have had some big storms.
What are high seas for them on? Or do you get nervous?
I'm nervous. It's the ship handled more or less everything. But for comfort and especially for the guest. Also, a lot of the crew is getting sick. So you see that when we have bad weather and you come in the restaurant, they are working on 30%.
Yes.
They are struggling, but the comfort is when we stop. The ship can handle. We had last year 12-15 meters, and it's of course she's rolling a little bit more than this cruise, but it's no comfort, and of course many guests that's not used to this.
It's not safe to move around as well.
No, and it's tiring. You get tired.
Do you get seasick?
I can feel it when if I've been home for 1 month and coming on board and we are going directly in the storm, you get a little bit sweaty.
Breathe through it.
But as you've been on board for a while, then you get used to it.
When we all get home, we'll be doing this. When we brush our teeth.
You'll be able to walk straight down the train.
Does the computer do a course correction for the wind?
Yeah.
Continuously.
For the moment, it's 3 different modes on the Autopilot. Now it's running on the course mode. So now he set one course on the Autopilot and the computer correct for the wind and for the current. So we keep that course over the ground. And then he can go in heading and put the same course. But then he just maintain this heading. So the wind and the current make another course on the ground. Or we can put the ship in the track system, and then the computer just follow the red line. We will tell you 3 minutes and 30 seconds before the next waypoint that you need to acknowledge, and then it turns. So we can follow the red line all the way. But now he runs in course mode in Autopilot, so now we need to push the button to make the ship turn.
Yeah, that's what he did.
And then we control it with a small stick. Or the white stippled line you see there, when that falls over the next course, the red line, then you can push execute and the ship turns to the next.
How long has the software system been replaced and operated?
This system.
Yeah.
This system was the same system when the ship was built.
Oh, really?
So Hurtigruten, this system was actually brand new in '93 when the first Hurtigruten of this size came. Then it came with this system.
So it's all bug free then?
You can say that it's well tried out.
That's good to hear. Yeah, very nice.
Of course, all the screens and the computers and everything has been changed now lately in 2018, but it's more or less the same system. It's just a new layout. Bigger screens, but else it's the same. So you don't need so much. If we have a good radar, and then we have quite much. That's what we use.
So Hurtigruten then, are they heavily involved in the design and the building of the ships, or are they just go to some company and say, hey, I want one of those that's so many meters long?
It depends. If you see on the history that it has been quite much the same ship all the way up until this generation came. But then it was 2 different companies who run. So this company was Troms Fylkes Dampskibsselskap was the name, and they went to another company and said we want some newer, we want some fancier ship, and they draw this and the sister ship.
Okay.
And the other company, they built the Otto Sverdrup, who was in front of us in Tromsø. So that's also a newer and bigger and more fancy, but she still looks a little bit old, especially on the stern. You see, it's still a little bit of
And then I
the
looked it
old.
up, and they were delivered within 6 months of each other.
Yeah, but they had two different architects, and the other company, they wanted to build a new ship on kind of an old ship model. They just wanted to extend it and make it bigger. But this company, they just wanted two more fancy ships.
But I mean, the hull is better too, and the efficiency of the hull and things like that today is just better than the.
It's pretty much similar if we are looking on the fuel consumption. It's they have the gross tonnage is quite similar for the size, but they are especially made for the coast of Norway in the coastal route from Bergen to Kirkenes, because we have the limit for the draft, also the air draft, because many of the bridges we are passing, they are only 30 meters. So here is the air draft 29.5 meters. So it's the maximum size what's possible to run in the coastal route. Yeah, they cannot be any bigger. Yeah.
But and the sea levels are rising a bit, right?
Yeah, that's another case. So we have some bridges which is 30 meters. When it's extremely high water, it's not possible to pass. Then we need to wait until water has gone down.
There doesn't seem to be much time in fjords.
Yeah, we have roughly between 2 and 3 meters. It's not often it's over 3 meters. So the normal is around 2.5 meter difference. And further south in Norway, it's nothing. So the last port we will be in Egersund. There is in that area there's no tide. So there you will see a lot of people. They have garage for the boats. So they just run the boat into the garage and close the door, and they don't need to worry about the tide.
Excellent. Thank you.
Very much indeed.
Yeah.
Thank
You have had the pictures and no further questions.
What is the toothbrush doing here? What is that signal?
That's the wind.
The wind, okay, and the direction.
Yeah.
So you want
So every 10 knots you have a long brush, and you see there is depending on 3 and 2.5.
So is that 30 knots of
Yeah.
breeze out there at the moment? That's what it's saying.
But if you it's dropping down, sometimes it's just half there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So every 5 knots it's a half one, and when it's big it's 10 knots. If you get 40 knots, then we will have the fourth on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't like the brush to be too big.
Small head.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Can I ask you, are you enjoying so far, or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
First time, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
The crew and everyone is so enthusiastic and
Yeah. Knowledgeable, friendly, accessible. It's fantastic. It's really good. And really well organised. You feel really safe. You always know what you're supposed to be doing, where you're supposed to be, and everybody knows how to, manage the crowds. It's really, really good.
They are not extra paid to be so.
That is the crowd.
No, but it's like I used to say on the welcome, that you are not on the most fancy and newest ship, but it is the ship with the most happy crew.
Yeah.
And that's
carries
what
it does.
creates
Yeah,
the
you're right.
atmosphere.
Yeah.
And it's also we can also feel it the other way, depending on the guests.
Yeah.
But often you see when the atmosphere is good on the ship, the atmosphere between the guests is also quite good.
Do you find it changes between voyage to voyage as you get different groups of people on? Some groups gel better than others, and others maybe not so. Do you feel that?
Yeah, but I must say this is our first season since we started last year to go from UK. So we have roughly 90% is British.
Is that
I'm
good?
interested. I'm impressed by the atmosphere the British one is creating, because at some point they are not complaining too much. It's not a problem. It's an old ship, so it's always a lot you can complain about. But it's not too much. And the one that's complaining, we try to fix if we can fix it. If it's not possible, it's not possible.
Yeah.
But of course, to have 300-400 guests and that everyone smiles after 14 days when they go ashore, it should not be possible. So someone will always not be satisfied. But in general, we have been quite satisfied after the cruise that the guest is quite happy.
How consistent is the crew? I mean, is this the same crew that you'll stay on with the entire season?
Yeah, they are changing, but we have different rotation. We have 4 weeks rotation. The Scandinavian officers and the Filipino, they have another rotation from 4 to 6 months, and the hotel crew is often having rotation of 6 to 8 months. So the one in the dining room and the laundry and the housekeeper, they could have been here for 6 to 7 months. And then they go home and they are replaced, so they are in kind of a rotation, but they are often home 2 to 3 months and then they are coming back. So we try to keep the team as stable as possible, but at some point they are in the rotation, so they like it.
How many guests are on board this cruise?
300. So we should have had 200 more it's rising slowly from the COVID. It takes time, and it's also a new market from UK. For example, Otto Sverdrup, who is leaving from Germany. The Germans, they love Hurtigruten and they love Norway. So that ship is full all the time, every 14 days. But in UK, not so many have heard about Hurtigruten as for example in Germany. And you are probably more like us Norwegian, that when we are in holiday, we want to travel where the sun is, go further north.
We are spreading the word. Everybody at home knows about Hurtigruten now, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
And there's more advertisements on the television. There's a lot of advertisements in the UK.
I heard that because they had last year we had a team with pictures and movies on board, and now we had this famous weather
Yes, a weather lady.
And I think since the COVID, people are becoming a little bit more adventurous because we were sort of locked down for a long time and weren't able to travel. Having that taken away has made us a little bit more adventurous and want to do different things than we did before. Well, for me anyway. I want to see a bit more of the world.
Not only Gran Canaria or Spain.
No, and I didn't want to fly. I wanted to sail out. I didn't want to fly. That was part of my thing. So I was really pleased to see.
A lot of the guests say that they are doing this because they don't want to fly. For example, to Bergen and do the coast. They can do the coast, but they don't want to fly. That's.
It means you lose maybe a couple of days at each end where you are just getting to your destination or getting back home. But I just love being at sea, so I enjoy it. It doesn't matter.
No, it's the North Sea that but if the sea is calm, then there's a lot of lectures, so the hours they go.
There's actually too many actually.
I don't know which one to pick, do you?
I think I'm about 5 days behind them.
No, it's a good program, definitely. Events and lectures.
I'm already looking at the next one.
Yes. Have you done the Galapagos?
I have not been there.
Oh, I swear I might go.
It looks quite nice on the picture.
Yeah.
But that's the ship that we have there in Galapagos. They are run with local people only because of the regulation. So it's not possible for me to take a job there in Santa Cruz. But I could have.
You could have a holiday.
Yeah, that would be nice. I would also like to have a holiday in the coast of UK where we had the cruise last summer up in St Kilda, and we were into all the breweries, and so I could be on the holiday and taste all the good stuff they are producing up there.
And see the Northern Lights. Have you heard in Scotland last night? Amazing show. One of the ladies on board, her neighbour from Scotland sent her photos, and the whole sky is pink and green.
Okay.
From Scotland last night. We were all in bed asleep. You didn't call us. What went wrong?
Clouds, yeah.
Yeah.
Blame the clouds.
It can happen even south here in Norway. Our purser, she said she's from Bergen, and it has been quite heavy northern light yesterday over Bergen as well.
It's still going strong for tonight.
Is it? Oh, good. What is the forecast for later? Will it clear? Do you think?
Yeah, no, it's a little bit
Cloudy.
but now as it is these days with all the low pressure running in circles, it's changing so quickly. So we have been in Alta where it has been snowing and we didn't see the bow of the ship, and then suddenly it's just opening up and
Yeah.
so let's cross the fingers. But you have at least all seen the Northern Lights.
Yes.
Yeah. It was really good the other night, wasn't it? I felt that I really saw it. Yeah, it was good. I was excited.
I think a lot, well certainly we've said that we didn't appreciate till we came here how little you actually see of the colours, because we see all the photos and the images on TV. Wow, it'll just be amazing. And then you get this grey wisp of sky and go, is that it? Or is that a cloud? And then until you take the photos the first night.
Yeah.
But it's really depending. For us, for me, for example, who live up in the northern part of Norway, we see the northern light very often, and okay, it's there. But at some point, we really go out and just watch when it's really strong.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's very often that it's not that strong. But if you take even a photo with an iPhone, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look that amazing when you see it with your eyes.
Interesting.
So that's how it is.
Yeah.
The reception call.
They call.
Yeah.
All right.
So we are delayed. We are 10 minutes delayed.
Thank you so much.